Hello everybody and welcome back. Endpoint taking on Demise, map number 3. So far it's been 2-0 to Endpoint in a relatively convincing manner. As we're going to see this kicking off with an early nade for Endpoint over on the Allied side as they make their way towards the A bomb site. The trades come in very quickly. This is the third map and again the pick of Demise. They're on Liberation.
Indeed it is, due to losing that previous map also, and this is their last chance. They need to take this one if they want to keep themselves alive in this series and in the grand final, as it looks like Endpoint may be able to get themselves off to another solid start. Only Dins remains. He's going to be taken down quickly by Cinda, and that is Endpoint to go ahead and get themselves that early lead. But once again, we've seen many times this not really work out, but so far Endpoint, they seem to be the team that can contain it the most. We see them go for pretty heavy investment straight into the second round the majority of the time. And it looks like they may go for that once again. Oh, actually, they may not. No, happy enough to go for a little bit of a, I guess, more standard buy this time around.
Indeed, going for the more stable buy. No snipers coming out this early on in the second round here on Lib, which is interesting. I mean, even the one to take that fight down middle, but they want to close in the distance up against these weaker opponents. Of course, now on the Allied side, not the Axis. As they make their way towards the bomb site, smokes go down. The standard ones already kills coming in their favor. These things are looking quite good for the Allies early on. The retake with the MP28s, not the easiest. At least the smoke remains on Strove, but with a 3-man disadvantage, I'm not going to favor Demise coming into this.
Definitely not, especially with only Strove actually remaining now. Again, they didn't put any investment at all into that round. They stuck with all of those default weapons. But of course, they would have liked to have at least found themselves a little bit to work with. Would have been nice to build up some extra tokens. Just going to be sticking to those 3 tokens, I believe it is, per player. We're not sure if they're buying up yet. We are just having a quick game restart due to a small issue we were having here on our end on the technical side.
Well, what you got to think as well there in that previous round, when they've got those MP28s, I'm surprised we didn't see them actually regroup a little bit and go for the fight as a unit. Because ultimately, if you can come out of that with 1 kill at least, you're getting some investment back. They did buy a smoke that obviously they didn't get a kill, so that's just gone into thin air. And to late on in the round, if you're losing a bomb side, if you're 2 or 3 players left alive, I'd like to see you backing off, playing really, really passive, and hoping to find an exit kill on an angle. Where if the first person that jumps around the corner gets 3 MP28 staring at them, it's going to be pretty much impossible for them to connect 3 kills before they fall. And then as long as you're getting that 1, that's already a good situation for them. Oh, I'm Bramerton.
I'm J Money.
Hi, guys.
I'm apparently a good player now. I wish. Dark has a lot to keep up with, so we won't blame him.
You got to forgive him. We're going back into the game now anyways. We've only missed 1 kill. We actually just about caught it. Replan finding the long-range kill onto Samuel, as Kostya does the same. And we've now fixed over the issue that we were having, and we're good to go. 5 versus 3. Endpoint again looking dominant here on the Allied side. As it's going to be Dins, Blues, and Strove. It's going to be Dins and Strove holding off as Blues gets eliminated by Sin. Luckily, the trade does come in. At least that's some return, but they did buy up those Gevares. That's a little awkward. Goodbye to Kostya's head. Nice second kill as well. Dins is in a very nice position now. 1 versus 2. I mean, it's winnable all of a sudden. He has the position of both players, spotting out, oh, that nade's dangerous. It does damage. Leaving him on half as the Gevair comes around towards the spawn. He spots at the bomb planter, but he's not quite ready to take that kill. With his position now known, it should be difficult for him to pick this. Oh, nice shot onto Sind. That leaves Replan. This is a massive play from Dins. He can actually close this out with 35 seconds left. A whole lot of time as Replan repositions with a Gevair in hand, a sniper in the back pocket. He's obviously going to keep that Gevair deployed because he doesn't want to give over the sniper if he does fall. They're going to lose enough in this round, but has to go for the bomb defuse. That's the problem. 16 seconds taken down. Good play by Replan. Patience play prevails. On 3-0 for Endpoint, but that was a scary round coming through as Dins almost managed to come out on top.
Yeah, it was close. He got himself to 3 kills. That was some nice extra tokens at least, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. But coming into this one, they can get a pretty solid buy. They're going to get pretty much everything they want. We can see only 1 Gevair being forced. It's a couple of MP4Es, the STG, and most importantly, Samuel is going to have that scoped Kar 98 to work with. And Demise, they need to start picking up some rounds soon because we know how strong Endpoint can be on this map. We've seen it in the past. But there we go. Blues to open things up on that nade, able to take down Kosjay. A big name to claim early on. As sadly, they do allow for that trade to come back in from Replan, and Mark has been able to creep his way around as well and find a kill onto Strove. This is looking awkward for Demise right now. It's been brought down into a not so favorable position, and Syndit, he just creeps straight up mid, lines up 2 players on that bomb site, and B is indeed going to fall under the control of Endpoint, as it looks like they may be able to get themselves off to another very quick lead here on Liberation. 4-0 looking likely.
This is going to be so demotivating for Demise right now. Endpoint are just shredding them apart. Their positioning and their pushes are perfect. Always catching Demise off guard, and with nobody able to step it up in this round over on that Axis side, it is going to be 4-0. Niels going for the save on that MP40, and looking into the next round now, Demise obviously going to get +3 on every single player, putting Niels in a position to get full utility, and his teammates going to be able to buy up Gavers and nades, while Dins and Blues can get maybe even a Car 98K out on Dins, and I would like to see him deploy that. Of course, we saw the interview with J Money previously, the Car 98K Supreme, and I'd like to see that come out here on the Axis side. They're going to have enough tokens for it.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if they do go for it. Niels, he's going to save at least, so that's an MP40 carried over. But not ideal for Demise to go down so heavily already here on the Axis side of Liberation. 4-0 for Endpoint, and of course anyone who has been following this final so far, or rather anyone who hasn't been following it so far, it has been pretty dominant throughout those first 2 maps, Manor House and Coastal. Of course that was Endpoint finding the victories on both, looking to try and just find the 3rd map here and make it a quick grand final. Of course it is the loser isn't going to be going home empty-handed. It is 30,000 for first place, 15,000 for second place. So, at worst, making 15,000 from getting their way into this grand final. Demise, though, they are, of course, a team who want to get that victory, and it's going to be a very long road ahead for them to try and pull this one back, and continues to be so, as we already see Replan open things up. Nice return from Niels, at least, to drop Kosjay, and actually, Reflex are also going to be taken down by Dins. Not looking so bad into this one for Demise.
Dins on that STG, yeah, able to open things up early on, and this is what Demise have been lacking throughout the last 2 maps, is these opening kills. They haven't been able to follow them up in the couple of rounds where they do find them. But this time already with the 1-man advantage, extended further by Strove. Blues is able to do some serious damage, leaving Synda on just, what, 5 HP? I'm guessing.
Roughly.
Very low. 1 hit with any weapon. That's all that matters. Oh, things are getting risky because Sind is there to help out his teammate as the spam goes through the doorway. Blues was not being covered from long. And now down into a 2 versus 3 with the sniper in the hands of Replan. Dins could be in a little bit of trouble. He's smoked out. Another smoke going up, making sure he's fully out of the picture. Nade not going to connect the kill onto him, sadly. And look at this, he's going to spam through the box once that plant is fake. There, the shots are ringing out. Sinda's there to return it through the wall. He was aware of that.
Oh, the time, though.
Aggressive. This is perfect, though. Look how they're playing this. Regardless of time, they're picking up those kills. No nades in play to deny that bomb plant. And Strove has to go for the kill if he wants to claim it due to time. But, of course, planted on the opposite side of the box, he's not going to be able to do so. And as he had to peek back to regen his health, that means that he doesn't actually know if there's even still a player on that bomb site. Void of any information. It's a 1 versus 2 in a very, very difficult situation to win. That was weird with the Luger, but that is it. 5-0. A good start again for Endpoint. This time on the allied side of Liberation. And from what I remember of Endpoint, we haven't seen them play Lib all too much, but they are quite good on the Axis as well. So Demise do need to pick up a solid couple of rounds here. I want to see them winning out the half, but the longer this goes on, the less likely that seems.
Yeah, I do just want to say that last round was a little bit risky with the way they played it, because Replan, of course, having the bomb. If he didn't get that kill, the bomb would have been dropped. There wouldn't have really been enough time for the bomb to be picked up and planted afterwards. So taking that 1v1, it was dangerous, but it worked out in favor of Endpoint either way. And, of course, with 5-0 already in their favor on this allied side, it is looking great for them indeed. Demise now, ideally, they'd probably want to try and bring this back up to around 9 rounds on this Axis side. And that's going to be a very difficult task indeed. We can see, as always, the B bomb site so far being the main point of pressure for the Allies to try and focus towards. Bit of damage being found for Blues. He's just going to be forced back off into the dark position, but Dins, he's there to go ahead and give some help. He gets a quick headshot to actually allow for a quick man advantage to be found, but somehow Neil's going to get taken down. Kosje with a very crucial knife. And elsewhere, we see Samuel becoming a victim to Replan's scoped rifle.
Yeah, being on the back foot, oh, never mind. Being on the back foot is not ideal on the Axis side, but Dins is looking to close things out as you've got Strobe in a nice position, not being checked, but Replan's still holding that angle with the sniper. He's ready to trade out his teammate, leaving it into a 2 versus 2 with plenty of time left to get that bomb down. Dins not really going to be in a position to deny the bomb. He might get this on the jump, actually. Oh, but he's being watched by Kosje. Devoid of any opportunities. Blues now got to think about a save. He's got an M1 Garand in hand. He knows there's still a sniper in play, and peeking down this angle could be very risky. He does it nonetheless and spots out that it's clear. Oh, but that, the view model. The view model gets perfectly in the way. He's been spammed through the box. He's been flanked out as well. There's no opportunity even to save right now with that Garand. He's going to be shot on the side, and the Garand's saved over by not by Replan. Hopefully by Kosje. Maybe not. I suppose they have still got good weapons. They've got the STG and the Thompson on Kosje, with the Thompson and the sniper on Replan. So
I think I kind of prefer that setup. I think Kosje, we've seen him use the STG. I don't think we've ever seen him really bring out the M1 Garand, if I can remember correctly.
No, actually, he does tend to go for the Thompson over on the Allied side just to allow him to work in those aggressive plays.
And we've seen the STG a couple of times as well. If we look back to even just Coastal, we've seen him get aggressive a couple of times on mid with it. Mostly just sticks to the SMG, but he has that STG to fall back if needed. But of course, 6-0 for Endpoint already. This is just looking to be another washout, perhaps, as the Demise are yet to find any success at all. And that trend is going to continue. Reflexer and Cinda already taking down 2 members of that defense, and now Strove on this bomb site over towards A. He has 3 players making their way in his direction. The smoke goes down to try and block off one position. That's a quick headshot on the mark, but sadly that's all he's able to find before being shut down. And with that now, we should see Endpoint pretty easily claim themselves another round 7. Looking likely. The final player being Blue is his position known. And already the bomb to be brought towards A, where the plant is easily going to be found.
Yeah, indeed. As Blues finds one, he's going to be dropped. At least that's one token taken over. But at this point, the things are looking so bad for Demise. They're 2 maps behind. They're not being able to pick up a single
You know it's
round.
bad when Mark has a point.
Indeed, yeah. That's well. I mean, that's when he came back into it yesterday, right after they won. After they lost Coastal 16-4 to Avenue, he went, got a pint, and then all of a sudden came back and won the map 16-1 on Manor House. So that's his mojo. That's where it comes from. The power of Mark Horner.
I did hear Kosje say to him that he plays better when he has a couple points in him, but apparently there's a level where he really drops off, and he doesn't know that level very well. So let's hope he doesn't overdo it. But there we go. Blues to find that opening kill onto Kosje, the man I just mentioned a couple of moments ago. And it is indeed a decent start for Demise in this round. Samuel also going to successfully find a kill towards Reflexer. And suddenly, things actually looking pretty good. Doing a great job at locking down this B bomb site. Bomb being dropped in the open, and so far all of the kills have gone in favor of Demise. It's only Mark that's left alone. He'll be looking to try and at least get a few kills out of this one. Of course, surprisingly, yeah, they haven't built up that great of an economy. Mark, looking to try and be a little bit more patient on this one. Just gets up close and gets the knife kill. That's going to be a little bit of a scar on the cheek.
That's just disrespectful from
Niels.
Mark. Like, you don't need to do that. He's not even smiling. Oh, no, he didn't spot out the player on his left.
I was kind of hoping he'd get knifed back. I'm not going to lie. Karma would have been nice.
I just spotted what he said. Lip reading there. Can't repeat it, but he wasn't all too happy. We got a replay as well, just to rub it in. Niels saw him at the very last second, saw the knife stroke come across his face. That's 7-1. The Brazil comes out for the second map in a row, I think.
If you see Mark, it's too late.
Exactly. That's the thing. And the 7-1 now. Demise picking up a round at last. They've got a long road ahead of them. They really need to collect these 8 consecutive rounds. And at this point, it's not looking great, but considering the last round, they managed to get great openings. Maybe they'll be able to consistently do it. Who knows?
Yeah, I was going to say, ideally, they want to bring this back up to 8 rounds, as you said. That's not going to be an easy task, though. Anything they let go from this point forward is just going to be a big bonus for Endpoint, because we know they're very competent on both sides of this map. Traditionally an Axis-sided map indeed. Blue is able to open things up, and Sin, they're going to be a little bit too late to try and actually follow that up with the refrag. The timing just working against them constantly, rather. Every time he comes around a corner, his opponent has just got himself into cover. But there we go. Gets a free kill onto Samuel. But I don't think that's really going to affect the outcome of the round too much, as it seems like Demise finally starting to get themselves back onto their feet a little bit. But still get dangerous, though. Oh, no. Sinda able to find that headshot. Koj'J just creeping up on A. This is getting dangerous. Even with the man advantage still, we've seen Sinda clutch these rounds out before.
Yeah, for sure. He's got an M1 carbine. He's picked up a sniper as well, looking for the long-range fight. If he can claim 1 life here, it's a 1v1, and I don't want to go into a 1v1 with Sinda. I'm sure Demise are feeling the same right now. It's Nielskin Dins. Dins has been the star player for this side so far. He's done really well across the last 2 maps. Holding down with that Garand over towards the mid-house, and there it is, the headshot onto Sinda. A cheer rings through from the Demise side. Oh. Just 1 teabag, 1 solitary teabag.
That's going to be some weak tea.
Indeed, but this has been a weak defense from Demise, so they're going to save the strong stuff for that 8-7 scoreline that they're looking for.
Yeah, if they bring it back up to A7, I think we'll see a little bit more teabagging, Mitch.
Yeah, almost definitely. I mean, look, the comeback is real right now. The question is the comeback going to remain real, or is it going to turn into somewhat of a fan fiction for Endpoint? Already the nade comes in, taking down Mark. Blues hit 2 shots, I think. Hip firing with an MP40 at that range. Probably the luckiest thing I've ever seen.
Surprisingly, but he didn't find a kill from anyway, so it's not really too big of a deal. But the Demise still having themselves that man advantage. They will be pretty happy with being able to claim that early on. But they do still have to be cautious, because we've seen Endpoint pull these ones back before. There's Koj'J with a quick opening kill. Working with the carbine, able to just quickly rip the head of Samuel off. As you can see now, their focus being onto this B bomb site. 1 more player on the site itself playing around those barrels. And he is making it count. Dins. Quick kill to be found. He's going to be forced back out through the arch. And I'm not sure if they're aware of Blues' current position. But the problem is, Replan, he's been able to just take down 2. And Blues is going to have to get a lot of work done now from this spot, especially since Strove on the flank is going to be shut down. There it is. Endpoint already coming in with an 8th round for themselves. And no matter what now, they have won this half out.
Yeah, for sure. Look, 8 rounds on the board. Endpoint are already feeling confident. You can see them smiling away as the round ends and they claim that victory in the half.
Whew, that was a
crispy little shot.
Yeah, it was swift.
Indeed. But look, 8-2. Endpoint are feeling it. They're feeling good. And ooh, they're getting a little boost. Replan's going to go for it. Looking down mid.
Oh, this is
Not
interesting.
Peeking him just yet. Oh, he spotted someone out in Broken House, though. That would have been a beautiful wall bang. Not going to connect, though, unfortunately.
I think he actually did, yeah.
Oh,
Strove
yeah,
was
Strove's
taken down
super
extremely low. That was almost very useful, but it did kind of, I guess, work as a little bit of a distraction, because, of course, Strove couldn't go for that peek on it. That was actually Dins in the house, so we were wrong. It didn't actually connect. But either way, Reflex are able to close in towards that position, get himself a double kill, and at least ensures that it's kept into this 3v3. But Strove, he could be very useful now. Pushing forward is going to be gifted a free kill on towards Replan, and actually may be able to find more as he pushes around on towards Long. Definitely finds the engagement, but so far the kill's actually yet to come in.
Both Endpoint players very spread out right now. They know that their positions are going to be a little bit unknown from the Demise side. Like, they haven't got a whole lot of info on this, but Demise are going to be playing this really weird. They've lost a lot of map control in parts of the map that the Axis usually do hold. They're all the way towards the Allied spawn for the most part. I'm not sure how Niels could see there. It was perfect timing on the peak, either way, but as that bomb goes down, Strove finds himself unable to connect the shots, and the low HP Endpoint players are going to regen and hold this off 2 versus 2. Reflexor already on a 3k in the round. Potential for the ace to come out, but Sinda's still in play. He's going to look to steal that back. There'll be plenty of opportunities with 34 seconds left. There's a fair bit of time left.
This is going to be tough. Of course, the positive being that both players kind of stuck towards the bomb site, but there's a really nice timed smoke. That's going to make things a little bit more difficult for Blues as he comes through, able to get himself the first. The hip fire coming in, the pistol comes out, and it's a massive clutch from Blues, and a very much needed one as well. As we said, of course, they can no longer win out this half, but if they can bring it back up to 7, if you look at the context of how things began, that would definitely be a good recovery. And there we go. Now we're seeing the more teabags a lot of them in rapid succession. You just like to see it, a little bit of BM. We know they're screaming at each other on the stage. It's all in love, because as soon as they get out of the game, they're all outside chatting to each other.
Yeah, I think it's almost rivaling that of Fi and Ghost the other day.
Oh yeah,
That was the two loudest kind
both
of
very
personalities
passionate
on stage.
Really, the only way you can describe Ghost is that he's very American. he's a great dude, though.
Yeah, he is absolutely. Everybody that's been here throughout the tournament has been great. We've been talking to pretty much all the players, and it's been a pleasure to meet them. Hopefully, we're going to get some more of these American teams over to these events. Maybe even an event in America. Who knows?
That would be nice. We've seen some events. Of course, there was Fragadelphia, but that was purely NA. But let's focus back on this round right now, because the Demise are actually completely locking down this B bomb site. We've seen Endpoint trying to bring up that pace, take it up a little bit of a gear, and sadly it doesn't really work out for them. Reflexer eventually gets one kill as a bit of a small consolation towards the end of the round, but it's not really going to amount to too much. Demise, they get themselves 4 on the board, and slowly but surely they are beginning to recover things. But as we said, already 8 rounds on the Allied side for Endpoint. Demise, it could be a little bit too late, because once Endpoint swap over to the defense, we know that's where a lot of their players can shine. I'm thinking specifically of KosJ and also Mark. He seems to get a lot done on the Axis side in general.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Axis side here on Lib, that's a map and a position that KosJ really likes to work on the SMG, going for the flanks. He can be super dangerous, especially with most teams' aversion to that A-bomb site. And so I think it's going to be interesting to see how Endpoint actually approach this, because that's the general setup, is KosJ going aggressive, whether it be over towards B or indeed A. He kind of plays a bit of a floating role. But afterwards, obviously, their liberation strategies are probably going to be known. Like we were talking to Sin the other day, he said that they've changed their strategies a lot coming into this, and they're saving a lot up for the semis and the finals. So I imagine we're going to see a very different Axis side coming out for them, a bit of a rework on that defense, and it'll be really interesting to see exactly how that works out for them. And coming into this round, Demise already have a great lead. 2 men have already been dropped over on that Allied side. It is returned as 1 is dropped. That's going to be Dins, and Endpoint on the weaker buy are going to be happy to pick up 1 kill like that. 2 Carbines and a Thompson in play. But look at Blues, he's gotten so aggressive, spotted out 1 over towards mid. The fight coming in from his teammate is he's just going to mow down players alongside Samuel, leaving just Repland to hold out. He knows Blues is here, but not able to connect the opening shot. Oh, there it is. There, finally, he manages to finish him off. I thought Blues actually did more damage to him than he did to Blues, but in fact he did find 2 shots, not just 1. It was very, very, very quick succession from him. But 8-5. And now the 8-7 scoreline looking very possible as Demise really coming into it, but are they a little bit too late? Well, like you pointed out, Dean, 8 rounds on the Allied side is more than what Endpoint will have hoped for coming into this. They know they're a strong Axis team, and any round that Endpoint pick up from this point forward is a bonus. They're just looking to claim 9 or 10 rounds, and if they find that, even if they don't find that, they're going to be happy.
Yeah, I was going to say 1 more even would be perfect for them, just to have that little bit of a buffer heading into the second half. It would be ideal. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and actually just take a bit of an eco on the chin here. Happy enough to just stick with those grease guns. Absolutely no investment other than, I believe, maybe a smoke that was thrown up on mid. And they do look to just try and push through that one. KosJ able to find 1 kill in the meantime. But it's Dins again. He's one of those players that does tend to step it up for that Demise side when it's needed. Specifically with that STG. That's a weapon I've seen him shine on time and time again. As now, Endpoint, only 3 players remaining. What's their goal going to be? They've managed to get themselves quite a lot of map control, at least in towards middle. Having Reflexer up in his position towards that window to try and get some work done. Sadly, doesn't have the weaponry to do so. And Strove able to find Replin in the meantime. Makes things very difficult indeed. But does he know KosJ has been able to creep around? Pretty sure KosJ may have been able to spot out the barrel already. Gets up close and does end up falling. If they got that kill, that would have been a bomb plant, which would have been perfect for them. They were just looking for that bit of extra economy. But sadly, it doesn't work out. But either way, not a big deal. Coming into this last round of the half now, they are averaging just around 6 tokens onto each player.
It's weird that they decided to split up there. If they went towards the bomb site together and they find that kill in the 2v1, and they can get the bomb plant down, and that was ultimately the objective in that round, secure 1 token for everybody on the team. So not too sure how I feel about that, but nonetheless, it could have worked out. If KosJ found that kill, then all of a sudden you're looking at a position where Demise are rotating over. They're trying to come through mid, and then there's Replan, maybe Reflexer is waiting out in mid to find the kills, but obviously it doesn't come through. Ooh. Oh, what was that in middle? Replan misses the shot on the Dins. He returns a headshot with an STG. It's playing the second opening for them in the round. Mark pushes a player off Tango. His position's now no, so that's not going to be optimal. Oh no, Mark, that's dirty. Takes down Dins by shooting his toes off. And he just can't stand for that.
Yeah, Din's getting a little bit of frostbite in his toes. A little bit cold, I suppose. But yeah, Demise doing a really good job at recovering this half. If only they could have done this a little bit earlier, this could be a completely different scoreline. Problem is, even after Endpoint leading 8-1, Demise picking themselves up now what seems to be, well, 7 rounds from that point forward. It's good work for them to recover, but of course 7 on the Axis side just isn't enough. It could be perhaps, but it puts Endpoint in the position now heading onto their own Axis side where they're going to be feeling comfortable. They have a bit of room to work with. They can not really worry too much if they end up losing the first couple of rounds, because once they get the guns out, we know how comfortable they do be. Oh, and yeah, and we get a little bit of a replay of this here from Mark. Nothing really that could be done for Dins right there.
No, I mean, no level of medic play would have saved that. His feet taken off.
Could have kept jumping, maybe.
He could have.
Then his head would have shot it, so.
Oh yeah, for sure. That'll be a little bit more dangerous. At 8-7, this is a round that Endpoint are going to look to take. Kostya with the shotty over towards the B bomb site. I like this. Bit of a shotgun sound from Comrade play. As early battle goes down, Endpoint's going to be claiming the man advantage early on with the Gewehr, landing a headshot on the Dins. Now Demise need to think about where they want to take things. They have got a lot of players stacked towards this A bomb site. So too do Endpoint. And the question is Reflexer going to be able to pick up a kill? No, he's not. But now dropped. They probably won't suspect Replan to also be in this closer angle. You can see them already taking for granted that that house is clear, as he's going to be able to come up behind at least one player. Is inside the stairway that he comes. And down goes Samuel, but he's got to be careful. There's one more player. Oh, nice headshot connected. There's Nielsk out of the equation as well. All of a sudden, it's a 4 versus 2. And Endpoint have got the advantage. And they know that there was a push over towards A. They're looking for players trying to poke at that mid area. Blues, it's just a little bit slow coming up there with his teammates already fallen. They're going to have to regroup and go over this together. But Strove is pushing in alone. And without the trades being capable, or being possible at that point, I don't think Blues is going to be capable of picking this round up. It has to be the 1 versus 4, 4K. He's already got 1. Spots a player pushing up close as well, so maybe, but no. Mark is over towards the double doors as well. The connector towards A and takes him down. 9-7. The opening round is won out by Endpoint.
We're seeing a lot of individual plays so far, not even just by one specific side. Of course, there was that eco round where Endpoint didn't actually go together to try and get the bomb down. And in that previous round, there was Strove who tried to push forward on his own onto A. It's strange because they're not putting themselves in positions to try and find those trades and the returns every single time. But yeah, Endpoint able to go ahead and get the opening round of the second half and ensure that they do keep the lead at least for now. 9-7, 2 rounds in the difference. And Demise, of course, going to be working from the back foot. Not a great buy into this round, but they've got what they can. It's a couple of carbines, a couple of grease guns being retained, and that one shotgun onto Niels can actually Reflexer could be under a lot of pressure, a lot of trouble indeed, as he does get taken down. And Demise actually managed to get themselves a man advantage from that one, so not looking terrible by any means, but Mark is still alive. He lines them up, able to get himself a double. The pistol comes out and he drops Niels. Mark stepping it up massively when it's needed, defending that A bomb site all alone, and just somehow his position just not being cleared. I don't know how that works for him in all honesty. Now it's just Blues that remains. He's in the market, doesn't have the bomb. It's over on the A bomb site itself. And he's just going to have a very difficult time trying to clutch this 1v3.
That's absolutely insane from Mark. 40 seconds left now. Bomb going to be retrieved. The Axis not in a position to stop this plan from going down. No grenades in play. And Blues with a shotgun. They need to be so careful to avoid those solo plays we saw coming out before. That was a nice flick from Blues, but not connected. Mark finishes things off with a full ace. And the beer handed over to him.
He ran out, so
he's getting a refill.
Yeah. He's like, oh, you ran out of alcohol? We'll lose in that case. Here's more. I love it.
He deserves it.
You just can't take that man seriously. But he's just so good.
in the grand final, sitting in a tank top, or
That he custom
a
made.
t-shirt with his sleeves cut off, drinking beer on the stage and finding an ace. What do you do against it, huh? Like, maybe we need to buy Demise a couple of shots, and then they'll be good to go.
It seems to be the alcohol. Surprising though, because Mark normally a heavy drinker. He's taken his time a little bit more this weekend, but coming into this final now, you can just see how confident he's feeling because he just doesn't even care. He's doing his thing and it's working out perfectly. Reflex are able to find a double opening kill already as he aggressed over towards B long, and Demise just continue to get shut down in every single round. It's already only a single player that's surviving, being Samuel. An ace clutch is needed for him to make this round work, and it's very unlikely. Has one to his name so far. Gets the second onto Reflexer, so he's at least getting himself a couple of extra tokens in his possession and making it slightly more costly. But oh, it's Mark again.
It's Mark again. It's perfect. The knife kill comes in a second so far in this game, just on this map alone. And it is getting bad at this stage. Demise are being shredded as it is 11 to 7.
Shredding paper in front of me while he's saying that.
I wrote Demise down on a piece of paper and tore it up.
That's actually toxic, Mitch.
They're being shredded right now.
That's really toxic.
They're getting 2 knife kills in a map is pretty toxic. I mean, in a game like CS:GO, you get a bonus for getting those knife kills, right? But here, Mark is only it's just BM. It's literally it's like teabagging. You get nothing for it. 11 to 7. Oh, Reflexer's getting aggressive with that MP40. Lights down Samuel very low, but not able to connect the kill. That's the man advantage traded back. Endpoint maybe getting a bit overzealous. But Kostya is returning the kill, making sure the man advantage stays with that Axis side, at least for now. And a great trade there from Sind. Replan jumps over. Sind jumps out. The distraction play works. Kostya just off his screen. Dins pushes through the smoke. But there's Mark on the sniper to finish him off and leave us into a 1 versus 3. 2 snipers in play on the Endpoint side. Mark is literally 2 pixels of HP, but he still survives. And with Replan closing out the round, that is 12 to 7, a 5-round gap between Endpoint, who are 2-0 up in this best of 5, and Demise, who are on the receiving end of this great play from Endpoint. And they've got to be feeling the pressure right now. They need 3 consecutive maps, and this is not the performance that screams we're going to win 3 consecutive maps.
Nope, it does not. This is the performance that screams we're about to get 3-0'd.
And yet to find a round on the Allied side here.
Oh, yeah, I actually didn't even notice that. Demise, we know they are a very solid team. Problem being, Endpoint, I think at this point, are undisputably the #1 team in the game, making things look easy time and time again. It's an absolute cleanup. It's a blender over towards that B bomb site, although Din's getting a bit of action of his own. He's squeezing the juice out of Kostya and Cinda. Brings it down to a 3v2. So perhaps a position that they can recover, but it's not going to be easy. Din's been the player who I think has been stepping it up pretty consistently for that Demise side. Just hasn't been enough so far, as now it's only Blues that remains. 1v3, his position being known, does at least have a minute on the clock, but even then, it's not going to be an easy task. Looking to try and push forward and force this fight. But actually, he may find himself a chance to walk this towards A.
Yeah, it looks like it. He might get the bomb plant down, securing at least a better economy for his team in the next round, as the other team are so far away. Endpoint is going to have no opportunity to deny that bomb plant. Oh! Blues just leaves the bomb plant and decides to just straight up go for the kills. I look, a risky move. 13 to 7 with a poor economy. I wouldn't say it's the right move. But hey, maybe you need to pull some stuff out of the bag like that. If it worked out, maybe he finds 1 kill, gets back, gets the bomb planted, finds another double. But it's a little bit overzealous, I think. You don't quite need to go that crazy. Oh, let's see this Replan nade lineup. I've not seen that before. Opening kill from Mark. Where's that nade going towards? Outside of B?
I believe so, yeah. I think it may have landed in like the grassy area just outside of B. But it didn't really connect too much. There was already a kill to be found by Mark, as you said, and Reflex are not going to shy away from aggression. He pushes straight up mid through the smoke. Mark going to go ahead and do the same. He finds 1, as it is going to be a 4v2 after those initial exchanges. Endpoint looking to be in a prime position to claim 14 to 7 already here on the 3rd map of the series, as we could potentially be seeing this grand final coming to an end a little bit prematurely. Yeah,
indeed. Look, there's been 3 maps so far. Well, there's 2 maps so far played out, of course, both of them looking pretty convincing for Endpoint. The second was the choice of Demise. This one is also the choice of Demise. But it looks like they're meeting their demise. This could be their endpoint in the tournament, as it is 2-0 going on 14-7 with only Strove left alive. He's got to pull off a 3K to finish things off. A full ace overall, but he's going to get knifed again. It's Replan this time.
Can see that on the radar.
Yeah, that's just a present at this point. I mean, Demise are not only being shredded, not only being torn up, they're being ripped open.
Yeah, this is... There's no way to put it other than embarrassing. We know Demise are very solid players, but it doesn't seem like they've really showed up to play today.
No, it's a shame as well. I mean, the team in general are very strong. They've been together a long time. They've been improving consistently from the beginning. And here we have the first, I believe the first tactical pause. Actually, I think it's the second across the best-of-5 series coming through. And that was super short, so maybe it was like a fear of a technical issue. But
Yeah,
14-7.
sure.
There's 2 rounds left. Have Endpoint got this? Dean, do you think Demise can manage to find a whole 9 rounds in a row, claim the 16-14, claim a second map, and then a third, both of Endpoint's choosing? Is it possible?
It's possible, but I don't think they can. I'm going to be honest with you here, Mitch, because already Reflexer gone ahead and claimed the opening kill. The blood of Dins has been shed. And with that already, Endpoint looking to be in a prime position in this round to try and take map point. Samuel, he is another player who has been stepping up for Demise. Him and Dins, I think, have been the most consistent. Mark again with the knife.
What is going on?
How does this happen? I don't know how he gets himself into that position. That's just a free kill. Reflex are going to take one on to Samuel. And I don't ever think I've seen anyone embarrass another team this much.
There's been 4 knife kills in this map.
3 of them by Mark.
This is the last map of a grand final. This is the third best team, arguably, in the game right now. Making it into second, that's a close one between them and Comrade. And it's 15-7 on the third map. 2 convincing maps and a third looking very likely. Endpoint just calm at this point. This is incredible. I mean, these guys are so good at the game. Literally nobody can stick it to them.
Yeah.
They rarely lose maps. I mean, even in the grand final here, so between the end of the Gallantry group stages and the grand final, if they win the next round or 1 out of the next 7, we're going to see a 2 maps dropped by them throughout just 2 tournaments almost, if you exclude the group stages. That's insanity.
Yeah, this is a great performance from Endpoint, and I think they can be very happy with what they've done here at this tournament, solidifying themselves as the #1 team in Battalion 1944. And there it is, the captain, Mark. He helped them start things off. He's had a great game so far and looking to try and end it as well, as it's brought down into that 4 versus 4 now. Samuel able to return 1, but the problem is they've shown a lot of presence towards B. Endpoint are aware that most of this is going to be coming towards that B bomb site, already rotating over. 3 players in position, and the Mayas are just going to be getting picked off now. Reflexer on the Car 98 going to go ahead and find himself 1 quick kill. KOSJ going to do the same, and it's all onto a single player who will also be eliminated. Didn't even have the time to catch the name, Mitch. It was that quick. 16-7. Endpoint, they win the grand final 3-0. Make it look easy, and they will be going home with $30,000. Demise, of course, not going to be empty-handed, getting $15,000 for that second place. But it definitely wasn't the grand final we were hoping for, Mitch.
No, not at all. A very one-sided affair. 3-0 Endpoint. They just made it look easy. It didn't look close at any point. And if you take a look at the kills, I mean, everybody was pretty close together on the Endpoint side. They're all coming out heavy. They're all getting those frags in. And it's a shame to see. I mean, we were kind of expecting a 3-0 Endpoint, pretty heavily favored coming in, but we really wanted to see that 3-2. Demise have been improving constantly since the start of the game. They've been a strong team from the get-go. Very skilled players, very patient players, but ultimately it's Endpoint just once again proving themselves to be super dominant at this game. I mean,
Still can't take Mark serious.
there's Mark in the front of the lineup with his cut-off sleeves. It's beautiful, and I believe we have got the go-ahead. Due to his good behavior yesterday on the stream, running some analysis, we've got the go-ahead for a Mark Horner interview. That's going to be fun. And
Interesting.
for those of you that were watching the Gallantry Land stream, we're hoping for a more PG Mark. He hasn't had as much to drink yet, so let's hope that he's going to stay the same.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see the trophy as well.
Hopefully. Oh, yeah. He's probably going to bring that trophy home with him. He done the same with the gallantry one,
course.
which was absolutely massive. He had to pay to bring it on the plane with him.
Yeah, he had to pay for it as an extra piece of luggage. It was a gigantic trophy. And so, yeah, I guess we'll throw it over to a quick break then.
Yeah.
Medals are being presented to the winners, the trophies as well. We'll have that footage probably coming up on the stream. And we will catch you guys in a couple of minutes. Interview with Mark Horner coming up. And congratulations to Endpoint. $30,000 in their back pocket.